This is Jennifer Follett with CRN. I'm here with Steve Burke, and this is CRN In Depth, where we cover the week's biggest news with the reporters who did the reporting. We have just come back from the Best of Breed conference, where you and I had amazing onstage interviews with 4 of today's leading luminary CEOs. Steve, what did we hear about channel commitment at this event?
Well, one of the great things about Best of Breed is the channel passion and commitment that starts at the top, that comes from the CEOs, and it started with a fury with IBM CEO Arvind Krishna talking about how about 23% of revenue is now touched by partners, or about 15 billion. That's up from about 10 billion when he became CEO nearly 6 years ago. And Arvind would like to see that 23% move to 50% of sales as IBM drives this big AI and hybrid cloud sales growth opportunity. And to that point, he's talking about expanding the number of channel-only products tailored to that mid-market. So super exciting for IBM partners from a CEO who's already significantly expanded the partner and ecosystem opportunity.
Right. We also had SentinelOne CEO Tomer Weingarten, and Tomer talked about how the ability to manage this entire security stack with Zero Trust SentinelOne platform increases the partner opportunity 10 times. And to that point, he talked about how they are doubling down on their channel ecosystem with a brand new partner program that's coming out. He's calling it Next Generation, saying it's going to enhance incentives and training and really emphasize how AI can be used in this modern security world. We also had Zscaler CEO Jay Chaudhry, and Jay says he's also upping the channel ante, driving a more consultative and services-led approach with partners, and that, he says, is going to lead to dramatic services revenue growth.
To me, one of the most exciting moments at the conference was having Meter CEO Anil Varanasi talking about the full network as a service opportunity for partners. This is a full network as a service, providing all the hardware, the software, everything A to Z, in an as a service model, no upfront capital expenditure to the customer. This is a company that's been backed by OpenText CEO Sam Altman, also has a big investment from Microsoft, and is personally endorsed by Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. And of course, the biggest opportunity Anil talked about was offering this Meter network as a service on the Microsoft marketplace. This is a huge opportunity. He called it their biggest channel for growth. He's seeing a huge sales pipeline, and one of the exciting things was seeing the partners really rally around Anil after our session to talk about how they can get in on the action and drive network as a service deals.
Yeah, I talked to a few who said, we don't sell hardware, so now this is really interesting. We also, Steve, heard a lot about the new AI architecture for the AI era. What was that about?
Yeah, so one of the great things is about Bob is we always look into the future and try to point to what are the real technology changes that are coming. And one of the things we heard at this year's Bob is a real move towards next generation security architectures. Zscaler CEO Jay Chaudhry front and center on that, talking about how network security architecture has become irrelevant, with firewalls and VPNs as weak links. He even referenced a recent serious breach on Cisco firewalls. And Jay talked about this new zero trust everywhere platform approach that they're bringing to the market, with a focus on securing AI agents which have access to a wide array of data sources. So it's just going to be a huge opportunity for partners, and really an epochal moment in this security architecture for the future.
Right. And SentinelOne's Tomer Weingarten said that a large portion of cybersecurity tools that are deployed over the last decade that feature SIM, they're going to become irrelevant. He talked about how he sees those tools being replaced with a new architecture of real-time autonomous security that SentinelOne, of course, plans to usher in for this new agentic AI era. He talked about how they're moving aggressively to become a centralized platform for orchestrating all of these security tools and data sources, including products from third-party vendors. And all of this is going to provide a real-time autonomous security paradigm. The AI opportunity, Steve, that, of course, was a big topic What did we hear there?
AI opportunity huge. It's never been a brighter future for the partners. And we heard that really from all of the CEOs, but we had Zscaler CEO Jay Chaudhry giving some really good advice for partners saying, hey, look, get focused on this agentic AI opportunity, learn about agentic AI and go in and help customers. Customers now need more help than ever with this agentic AI paradigm shift. And as Jay said, don't try to bite off more than you can chew. Focus on one area and really go big on it and really get close to customers. Tomer Weingarten said the same thing, that there's just a huge opportunity for partners in this agentic AI era. And he called it that, basically said that's why MSPs are so important. Customers are looking for help. These are the guys that are going to power the next generation of agentic AI solutions. Finally, IBM CEO Arvind Krishna, I think, kind of put it all in perspective when he talked about, hey, look, generally with these big technology shifts, the first few years are underwhelming, almost don't live up to the hype almost as much. But he said in the next decade, it's going to be bigger than the biggest aspirations of today. And we all know how big that is. So it's super exciting. Arvind kind of talked about, he doesn't think the bubble's going to burst. It's frothy, but it is just a great opportunity ahead for partners.
Right. Well, it was a great event, and I'm so glad that we got all this great insight from these CEOs. Steve Burke, Jen Follett, this has been CRN In Depth.